Gotta watch everybody, it get tricky out here. Look both ways, it get busy out here. Better check the weather, it get sticky out here. It's heated out here, shit be on fire. Yeah, shit be on fire.
Welcome, everybody. I'm CeCe.
And I'm Renee.
And we are
Puff and Parlay.
Okay, as mothers and cannabis advocates, it's, our mission to redefine the stereotype of stoner parents by sharing our journeys along with our guest journeys to help empower those that still deal with the guilt and stigma that the plant has put on their lifestyle and their life. And for those that are kind of curious that may, after listening to us, have the courage to ask more questions and use cannabis intentionally and responsibly. We love us some Mary Jane, and we just want to spread the word. So let's get in the clouds.
Let's do this. Are you ready? Well, you guys, today we have a very, very, very special guest. Prepare to be enlightened by the extraordinary, trailblazing author, veteran, and cannabis advocate who has left an undeniable mark on the industry as an OG canna mom of one of the most famous stoners on the planet, Wiz Khalifa. The one and only PEACHIE WIMBUSH-POLK. Welcome.
Yes.
It is such an honor to be here with you guys. I'm glad I finally made it because we've been talking about this for years, but I'm glad I
It's
finally
all about
made
timing.
It is.
I think this is the conversation that need to be had, and at this time and this platform, and so everything works in the universe to make it happen how it's supposed to happen.
Always. Well, I'm honored. I'm glad to be here, and I'm so happy to support you guys because what you do is so necessary.
Thank you.
You're going to make me cry. Yeah. Let's get started, girl. Especially with you having gone through this. And now you're more of a big sister. We can't even say mom because you're more of a big sister for us because of our age difference is only not that much. But you were a mother before us, and you were a canna mom openly before us. So it was very important for us to talk to you and see how your life was before it was legal, number one.
Oh my goodness.
And before, people were openly out and, about this younger generation has no idea what the trailblazers ahead of them had to go through in order for us to be sitting here right now. And so you being here just really christens, what it is that we do. So thank you again for coming.
Yeah, we appreciate it more than you know.
I'm excited.
Listen, can you tell us a little bit about your own background and how it shaped your parenting style?
Yes. I am a OG boomer. But I sit at a particular intersection because I'm not only a boomer, but I don't belong to the silent generation. I was raised and I grew up with Generation X. So I've coined the term Boom X. Yes.
Yeah, Boom
X. I like that.
Yes. I've coined the term Boom X. It's a particular intersection. And my mother could have been a nun. Okay. She didn't do anything. My mother's very, 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 very conservative. My father, kind of the other end of the spectrum, very militant, very politically savvy. He and that side of my family have had their struggles with drugs and alcohol. It wasn't really, it was, you just knew that reefer, because that's what they called it back then, you just knew that if you were a kid, you were to stay away from that reefer, you were to stay away from that wine, and you were to stay away from that dope. Okay, because those were the vices that were, those were the things that we were warned about. But I didn't believe everything that I heard, or that I was actually, that I was taught, because looking back, we all know our parents did the best with what they had,
Exactly.
but they
Amen.
didn't know everything, just like I did the best that I had.
The propaganda
But
was
yes, the
major.
propaganda was major. I never bought it. I never, I grew up in a pretty tough neighborhood. And so and my grandmother, my maternal grandmother was a heroin addict, and then heroin addict, and then methadone, and then a alcoholic. So I saw what drugs did, but I never saw anything like that with cannabis.
Right.
There was just no evidence to make me run in the other direction. I had vowed that I was going to run in the other direction from those other things. So I wasn't excited to drink. I wasn't excited to try drugs. But I was really, really, really excited to try the plant. And I'll never forget it. In the 7th grade, so this was 1976. This is how
I was
long.
2, ma'am.
This
I
is
was
how
2.
long.
I wasn't even here yet.
This is how long my relationship with the plant goes back. So you can
Wow.
imagine how my mind is blown
Right.
as I sit here today.
Talking
Like,
about this.
Can we just pause and take a smoke?
For that one?
I
I
want to write one for my relationship with cannabis
Yes,
going back to
cheers.
1976.
Cheers. Amen.
And what happened was, and I always name check her until the day we die, but Jamita Brown got some weed from somewhere, probably from her big brother Mario, and said, "Hey, Peach, come on over here and smoke this with me." And I remember feeling the freest that I had ever felt ever in my life. Now let's talk about feeling free. Because I was born in 1964, before the Civil Rights Act was signed. So
When you were
I
born,
was
you were
born
not.
in this country as a second-class citizen. I was born under Jim Crow philosophy, so and ideology. So even that early, the plant freed me. I remember being blowed. I remember my cousin trying to talk to me and I was hearing echoes. It was wild. And I felt amazing. And then afterwards, the only side effects that I remember were being hungry and sleepy.
That's it.
Like Cat Williams
What's
said.
so bad about that?
There is nothing wrong with that.
Especially if you need it.
And it's definitely a need it was definitely a need in those times, and it's definitely a need now still.
Well, as I've learned more and I've experienced more and I've got older and got into education and advocacy, while I thought I was using cannabis, recreationally, what I now know is this, and you could quote me. I don't know who said it. I don't know who told me it, but I'm telling you that no matter what your intention for using cannabis is, 100% of the time, your body uses it for medicine.
Every time.
Absolutely.
No matter what you're doing, no matter what your intent for, your body knows exactly what to do when it meets your plant, when it meets the plant in your bloodstream. Your body knows exactly what to do. And so growing up, where I did and how I did, and at the time that I did, I was medicating trauma.
Man,
Man.
that's a whole different conversation.
Come on now.
Right.
Let me tell you. So I just really have been going. Look, this Puff and Parlay, since we started from point A to where we're at right now, because it's a journey, and we've really, I really have fallen into the journey and being accepting of that, and not trying to just get to some final destination like we were always taught. Like you got to get here, and miss everything in between. And us coming out was very scary. And now when I say out, I mean out of the green closet. It was very scary because we're moms. And a lot comes with that. You know, people don't understand. There's very much still a stigma that lies around the plant. And through this journey, I have also discovered that, yes, cannabis did help me with that trauma. I didn't see it like you didn't see it back then until literally a month ago.
Wow.
And it's been so emotional for me to really realize, like, you got me through life. The plant got me through life, and it saved my life. And it really, like, it's important to let people know that, and to really sit here and have these conversations, because so many people are against it. So many people, just the stigma, it's very loud still.
Well, let me tell you something that I know while we're talking about stigmas. The healing work that you're doing right now, the healing work that I started in 1976, it has generational ramifications. 7 generations forward and 7 generations aft. Okay? So that's what we're healing. That is what we're healing.
It's a heavy load.
But listen, we're equipped for it.
And I feel like the cannabis allows you to like really slow down and hear the things you're missing, because the world is coming at us at 100 miles per hour.
Yes.
And so when people say you smoke cannabis, we smoke cannabis to escape, it tells me you don't really know anything about cannabis, because cannabis doesn't help us escape. It helps us stay in the moment.
Yes.
And stay here and figure out stuff here and like focus on everything in front of you, opposed to all that noise.
So in 1983, I made the decision to serve my country. And what that decision came with was abandoning the plant for 8 years, 8 months, and 8 days.
8.
7 hours and 3 seconds.
I didn't. I don't.
What a number to come out of.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's literally 888. But I had to abandon the
Wow.
plant, and so my children know me, BC and AC.
Oh, now we're getting into the good stuff. Hold on, let me get comfortable.
AC and BC, and I'm proud of you. Peachy AC is the better mom. You know, like, oh my goodness. Peachy AC was the better mom. Peachy AC always had the and Cameron tells this story, Wiz, to everybody else, but Cameron tells the story of me and my girlfriends, because there was we were a crew, there's like 10 of us. Me and my girlfriends, how we would be in the house and we would go into my bedroom, which was painted blue. So we would go in the blue room, and all they know is some really dank aroma would come out. They wasn't quite sure what it was, but what they saw come out, was a parent that was, like you said, present, that was fun, that was, we had the music playing. Of
Yes.
course, the food started cracking. I started cooking.
No, not so grumpy.
Not grumpy at all. Didn't have a care in the world. Was unbothered. Like, I was able to allow my children to be kids and not, stuff down their childlike wonder, like my parents and her parents. And I don't, please
Yes.
believe when I
Yes.
say anything about my parenting, it is not, it is just an observation. It is not a criticism, because my grandmother was born in 1931 in the Depression. So that, so that
Yes.
had everything to do
With
with
how
how
you
my
parent.
mother
How you
reared
parent.
us,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Each
So
one of us. Yeah. And we can, I think, as long as we can go back and look and realize how we can make it better and actually make it better, not just
Yes.
realize it,
mhm,
but
Do the work.
do the work to make it better,
mhm,
then you're helping the next generation and so forth.
yeah.
And we got to leave something good behind.
It was crazy out in the Prohibition streets, though. And then there was always the threat. And I'm a Black woman, but I've always been an audacious Black woman. There was always the threat. And, my ex-husband made the threat. Oh, you smoke that weed, I'm going to tell the police and they're going to take your kids from you. Like,
I had one of those.
And that's easy. That's
the
easy. Come in, no questions.
what?
Take.
The what? I
They would
mean,
do it.
the yeah.
That's why mothers can't and are scared to say that they consume cannabis if they do. I was scared. I was
It's a
guilty.
travesty.
And what was so sad about it was that, like we have mentioned, it's in healing, right?
Yes.
So now we're ashamed of our healing. No. And that's why we birthed Puff and Parlay, because we're like, we need to let everybody know
I told
and
you y'all
come
were
out.
necessary. Now, fortunately, attitudes have changed and grown, and
Yes.
insight has been had, and all of that other stuff. And his attitude came from being fed the propaganda that he had been fed over the
Right.
years, and it was
We had our own to get over.
effective.
Yeah, we
Yes.
had our own to get
Yes,
over.
it was effective. It was really, really, that propaganda
It's
campaign
still
was
lingering.
effective. Yes, yes.
And I think especially for people in our generations, both,
Mm-hmm.
and the Boom X,
Mm-hmm. Boom X.
Boom X,
Yep.
the Boom X generation really have a harder time letting people know that they consume because of that stigma. I think that there's more of a population that we'd like them to feel more comfortable and coming out and being okay and being open. You shouldn't be hiding, in certain places to take possibly your medicine,
Being out of the green closet has allowed me to help grandmothers, to help other veterans, to help women, to help children, because I believe children need the plant as well.
7th grader
Yes,
Peachy
yes.
is doing it right
Yes,
now.
My son is going into 6th grade.
I believe children need the plant as well. Maybe not the euphoric side of the plant,
Right.
but
CBD,
absolutely
yes.
the CBD and the CBN.
Okay, so listen,
Oh my God.
what advice would you give to other parents whose children are open cannabis users or part of that culture?
Smoke some weed with your baby.
Okay.
See how close you guys get.
I'm saying he just got asked because Cushion Orange Juice 2 just dropped. Y'all should get it if you don't have it.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a song on there.
There's a song on there that made me ugly cry. But even before, he's been asked before, and he's been consistent saying that I'm one of his favorite people to smoke with, because we have bonded over the ganja for every instance, the trials and the tribulations and the triumphs,
Right.
all of them. and the plant has been our meeting point, where we would literally
Yeah, powwow.
pass the peace pipe. I mean, in the early days, I was his stylist, I was his receptionist, I was his personal assistant. I did all the jobs. I was his reservationist. I did all the jobs. I drove him to all of his
Right.
shows. Sometimes it was only me and a couple other people there, but it really, we are each other's mutual fave, and it's not a put on.
I can only hope.
And I'm so, yes,
I
because
can
I'm so
only,
grateful.
this is what
Yes.
right now, that's how me and my son are, but they grow, and that every year I'm just like, let's keep it here. Let's keep it here.
Not if it's authentic,
Yes.
not if you all are really like that. And I'm telling you, we are really like that. And that he still wants me to hang around.
Cannabis fuses.
Yes, stoners, we're like kindergartners. We share. We like, who's around? Let me pass this to you. You should check
It's
this
all
out.
love.
And speaking of like the pass it to you and check this out, like KK, let me tell you, I really can't consume anything else. Y'all got me in a chokehold.
Don't either. But
But
I'm not a
course.
weed snob, but I will smoke other
I love
stuff.
it.
He won't smoke anything
I
else.
don't know. I'm kind of like on the line of being a weed snob,
I
but I mean,
know.
you can't. It's sometimes
When you got
and being in the industry, there's just so much you got to try. But
the OG
You always come back.
the OG just
It's
always
home.
hit. I like everybody. I'm really enjoying the newest one,
Point Breeze?
the Point Breeze,
Mhm.
which is where we lived in Pittsburgh. People don't know that.
Oh,
That's the neighborhood that we lived in. Yeah,
I love.
when we first moved back to Pittsburgh, we moved to Point Breeze.
I
That's where
love
we lived.
that.
So I don't know if he tells the
No,
story
I
of
don't know. I
that,
haven't
but
heard that.
I am here to tell the backstories because I have had a front seat to all of it, and boy, am I the luckiest girl in the world. Thank you,
You birthed
Mary
this,
Jane.
girl.
I
You birthed it.
know.
Listen, it's so
Started from
wild.
Peachy in the 7th grade.
It's so wild. But you know what? You damn right I did this. Of course I did.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Couldn't happen to a nicer
Ma'am.
chick.
How can a stoner do all that?
that part.
Hey, I've always been dispelling the lazy stoner myth too.
Listen.
Always been dispelling the lazy stoner myth as well, because I get shit done.
Clearly.
I get shit done,
But now it's your time to
Take it all in.
Yes, it's amazing.
Enjoy it.
So you know who I'm working. You know who I have to look out for next.
Oh,
So Bash is gonna want to smoke weed.
you think? How old is he now?
Come on. He is 11. No, yes, he's 11. Yeah,
Have you
he's 11.
prepared for that
He's
conversation?
11, mine's 10.
Listen. Okay. First of all, at the end of the day, it's always a yes, because y'all know how I feel about cannabis. I'm not no hypocrite.
Right.
And I vowed, seventh
Right.
grade Peachy vowed not to be no hypocrite. I vowed, like, I want to be a mother one day. And and when my children come to me and they want to use cannabis, what am I gonna say? I'm gonna say, pass that shit. I had decided it. I had made a decision that I wasn't gonna hide it. And I'll tell you some things that I don't do now that I used to do with it, but that's a whole nother conversation. So it's gonna be the same for him. Of course, before we can smoke together, there are some rites of passage.
Okay. Tell him. Give it to us.
Yes.
Please.
Y'all must got to sneak a few years. Y'all got to sneak and
Yeah, I think that's important.
You
I gotta
be
not know.
Y'all gotta y'all gotta be trying to hide and walk in and be doing eye drops in your eyes.
Listen.
And airing yourself out before you come in. Like there is a requisite time of sneaking.
Right.
Before you can come out with it. And I'm not going to say that there's an age, because I'm not a hypocrite, and
The
I
body
believe it's safe.
knows.
I believe it's safe. Just because you get to feel good, and you get to feel good, it doesn't. I'm not throwing out the baby with the bathwater.
Yeah.
The euphoria is not oh, that's not where I draw the line, because we need a little happy while
So
we're
during the pandemic, I got CBD for my daughter. Everybody was struggling,
Mhm.
and after some years, I noticed, okay, well, this bottle's been here. Like I would keep replacing it.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, so I had a conversation like, hey, are you not using this anymore? Everything good? Check in, this and that. She's like, I've moved on to THC. So, like you said, I think it's very important. I had no clue.
I love that. I love that. I love that for her.
Yes.
I do. I love that for her. That she knew that she trusted herself enough to know to go ahead and get it. And then she trusted y'all enough to be like, let me tell you something, girl. I know you thought I was on them little baby aspirins, but
I've graduated.
but I'm on weed now. I'm on them reefers.
yes. So
That's
yeah.
exciting. I love that for y'all.
Thank you. I love it for us too.
Yeah.
And for the kids.
Yeah.
And for
And
everybody
for the young
else.
people. Yeah,
Everybody.
no. I mean, this
for
is
us.
This is it. I mean, yes, this plan has been around for so long.
It
And
really
that's why
has.
the powers that can be are mad, because they can't enslave
It's bigger.
They can't
It's bigger
enslave
than them.
anybody to farm it.
No.
It's bigger than
You can
them.
grow it on your windowsill.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you can grow on your windowsill that you don't have to get from them.
It's gonna be
It's
an
gonna be a
issue.
problem.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah.
a problem. Yeah.
So I don't know if you had a chance to check out these hemper bongs right here, but we actually have one last question before we close up.
Okay.
And we'd like you to take a pick.
Okay.
And from there we will
calls your name.
and you can hit it if you'd like. You can leave it there. It's entirely up to you.
Let me see. Oh, you know what? It's a toss up between the noodles.
The
noodles.
Not the ramen cup, but the noodle. Yes.
The little.
Yes, the little
okay.
noodles. Yes.
The petite.
Yes.
Little pipe.
Yes.
Isn't that the cutest? These are all from Hemper.
Yeah.
These are all from Hemper. And we think that we've gotten lost on their website.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever gone.
I've not gone on their website, but I have been gifted a couple of their bongs.
pieces?
Yeah, and I love them. They're lots of fun.
Well, they also have
Let me see. See,
You
that
got
is
it?
the reason why I haven't been smoking a bong.
Yeah, no,
For a
I feel
minute.
that.
I've had a little
certain
tickle.
certain strains get me. That's why I don't like to switch up what I consume, because I will go from not having a cough to completely having a cough. I don't get that with KK. I'm just saying.
Well, I've had a cough that has nothing to do with the cannabis.
Yeah.
That's not contagious or anything.
Oh no.
And so anytime
We stay with a cough.
yeah,
I do. I'll say it.
actually, after you cough, if it's the KK, you get a little higher. You're like, oh, your brain cells open up and stuff. Have you ever gotten higher after you coughed?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought it was just me. I didn't know who to ask that.
Listen, the
I
other
didn't
day
have
we were
anybody to ask.
I've intentional consumption, right?
Yeah.
I'm at that level now to where I'm not just consuming because my body needs it and I need to get through life.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been consuming as much lately.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do content now, I'm still very much a consumer. Let's not get it twisted,
Right.
But we were doing content the other day and I got so lit.
She did.
And it's usually
It's
her.
usually me that gets lit first.
That's
and
so
then
funny.
she can keep going. But this time she was like, oh my God. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm
is
pacing myself. Y'all not
happening?
about to have me out
No.
foggy
So
and
listen,
stuff.
with
I
that-
promise
with-
Richard
I'm
I
a
will drive
pacer
home.
too. That Richard.
Oh yeah, no, she's
Nah,
gonna
you
start
driving home,
moving. She's gonna
Richard.
start turning her chair. So if you get a chance to go onto their website, to the Hemper website,
Okay.
they do offer subscriptions if anybody would like to receive their own box on a monthly basis.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a hamper box.
Yes.
I've gotten hamper boxes
Yes.
before.
Isn't
I
it
didn't know
such a
the
great
box-
surprise
Yeah,
in the
it
mail?
is. No, it is.
I
I didn't
love
know it
when
was
mine
a whole
arrives.
thing. See, education. This is what
They have three different sizes. So if
Y'all
you're
are
not a
necessary.
large like smoker and you don't want to do the extra
No,
large,
when I'm doing glass, I like something cute and personal.
they have the
There you
mini
go. They got
Hemper
the
box.
mini
They have a
Hempers.
Hemper box, which is just, mid-size. And then they go from mid to extra large Hemper box.
Okay.
You can also check out their website for anything else you'd like to
I'm going on it.
look at or,
Do y'all have a
purchase.
discount code?
Yes, we do.
Give it up.
You're going to use code Puffin Parlay for our 10% discount. But that is not for the subscription boxes.
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay.
But
okay,
everything else.
Okay.
Yes.
But
Yes.
get you that subscription
no,
box
for
because it's a
sure.
really nice surprise.
Makes for great gifts too. It's all in
Okay.
one.
Our last question, since we
Did you
didn't
pick?
get it.
Since you picked the ramen hand pipe,
Yes.
do you believe in ghosts?
Hell yeah. Do you?
Yes.
They're
very much
everywhere.
so.
Okay.
At all
All right. You're my
times.
people.
Very, very much so.
All right.
We hope you enjoyed today's conversation, and we
Are going to continue it.
Yes, we are. And we very much thank you, Peachy, for joining us today. And
You guys stick around for the next episode. 'Cause
Yeah,
we have way more questions. We are not done.
How we get to them all?
yes, and some more smoking to do.
That part.
Well, we hope you got a healthy dose of humor and insight of how cannabis can be a tool to enrich your everyday life. Make sure to follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. You can also follow us at puffinparlay.com. Please like, comment, and share. Until next time, we will see you in the clouds. Thank you.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Gotta watch everybody, it get tricky out here. Look both ways, it get busy out here. Better check the weather, it get sticky out here. It's heated out here. Shit be on fire.